Hello, everybody. Hope all is well. I want to thank you for following along. We're on day two, keyword research, and this is learning Google AdWords. Thank you for following along. Konnichiwa for everybody joining us overseas. And let's get started. This is day two of our AdWords seminar, and let's go through the slides. So, keyword research. So, to correlate the Google keywords, we have to understand the buying funnel. So we can correlate the Google keywords with the buying funnel. So if you're business to consumer or business to business, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this. So you have you have 5 different stages of the buying funnel. You have a moment where the potential customer is aware, they're interested, they learn, they shop around for the best deal, shop around for the best TV, shop around for the warranty, shop around, you get it, and then they buy. So the reason why we're showing this is because if you understand the buying funnel, you can better create keywords to match the specific level of where they are in the buying funnel. Let's talk about stage one, awareness. That's when that's when the customer knows of the product. They know that it exists, particularly in the awareness stage. And remember, when we're talking about keywords and we're correlating the buying funnel to how we develop keywords, this is usually not achieved using general keywords. So a general keyword would be something that's very general, like you think about like a TV or a plasma TV. Well, most people that are putting in plasma TV, they're either doing research on what it is specifically, and it doesn't mean that they're ready to buy. So when you're developing a keyword, what are you selling? Let's say you're selling plasma TVs, but what kind is it? Is it a Panasonic? Is it a Sony? Is it a Vizio? Is it 56 inches? Things of that nature. So again, at the awareness stage and the buying funnel, most people are not, the success is not achieved using general keywords. And with any keyword that you develop, long tail, short tail, we'll get into that. You want to make sure you're shouting from the mountaintop that you exist, okay? And we'll get into how you do that. And you don't do it with general keywords. So in the buying funnel, you have the interest level. So when you're developing keywords and you're at that interest level, you want to focus on benefits. What will the product or the service do for the consumer? How will it make their lives better? And once they're at the stage in the funnel when they're learning, this will help you make an informed decision, and ultimately this is the stage where you show your benefits and features. So one thing to take out of this slide here is this is the stage where when they're at that level, when they're at that part of the funnel, that you show them what your features and your benefits are. After they learn, they're ready to buy. So begin comparing products and services. The keywords become more specific. So how do consumers flow through your buying funnel? Okay, every keyword you choose will fall into at least one phase of the buying funnel, whether or not you like it. Okay, so just the reason why we brought up the funnel is so that you could test your keywords against the funnel. Where based off of the intent, based off of the searcher's intent. If I have this long tail keyword, if I have this keyword period, how does it match within that whole funnel? You see what I'm saying? Examine your keywords thoroughly to find out, and test your keywords again to see where they end up in the buying funnel. Now we're talking about understanding keywords. If you think about it, keywords are simply just thoughts that are put into words. Okay, most people who are searching on Google, they're looking for answers. They're posing questions, looking for answers. So you're there to give them the answers. And always keep the searcher's mindset in your mind. Think of how you search. When you are looking, let's say, for Nike shoes, and you want them to be a specific type, a specific product type with a specific color, how would you enter in that search query? Blue Nike shoes, Air Max 2, uh, barefoot sole, something like that. Or a TV, a television. You know, you're not going to put in plasma television, are you? You know, you're probably going to put in something like Panasonic television, you know, or Panasonic 56-inch television. So always keep, these are examples, just keep the searcher in mind for whatever your service is or your product is. So today we're going to talk about discerning keyword match types. There are five, really. I have four listed here, but there's broad match, modified broad match, phrase match, exact match, and then negative keywords. I left negative keywords out here because I wanted to address that in a separate tutorial. So these are the four we'll discuss today: broad match, modified broad match, phrase match, and exact match. So what is broad match? When you use broad match, your ads automatically run on relevant variations of your keywords, even if these terms aren't in your keywords list. This helps you attract more visitors to your website, spend less time building keyword lists, and focus your spending on keywords that work. So basically, any keyword that you select in an ad group, or any keyword period that you select, and you don't have an ad group, whatever, it's default to broad match. So if somebody is searching for, let's say, tennis tables, and you have the word tennis in any form, any variation of your keyword, it might bring up your ad, even though you don't sell tennis tables. So it's very broad in that sense. So broad match, again, like we said, is the default match type that all your keywords are assigned if you don't specify another match type. And we'll get into that. The Google Adwords system automatically runs your ads on relevant variations of your keywords, including synonyms, singular and plural forms, possible misspellings, stemmings, you know, and related searches. So that's broad match. Modified broad match. You can add a modifier, the plus sign on your keyboard, to any of the terms that are part of your broad match keyword phrase. By adding a modifier, your ads can only show when someone's search contains those modified terms, or close variations of the modified terms in any order. The modifier won't work with phrase match or exact match keywords. So the main difference here is, unlike broad match keywords, modified broad match keywords won't show your ad for synonyms or related searches. For this reason, it adds an additional level of control. Using broad match modifier is a good choice if you want to increase relevancy, even if it means you get less ad traffic than broad match. So when you put a plus sign in front of a keyword, you're asking Google to modify it so that it doesn't, so that the ad is going to be more relevant. So if I'm selling tennis, let's say tennis shoes, and I put like a plus sign in front of shoes, or tennis sneakers, and I put a plus sign in front of tennis, and then I put a plus sign in front of sneakers, it'll pull up a more relevant result. Or even if I just put the plus sign in front of the sneakers. So when somebody puts in tennis and then they put sneakers, I'm asking Google to pull up that ad relevant to that shirt, to that specific term, and not just because it has the word tennis in it. Like, remember, we had an example, tennis tables. You know, it wouldn't pull up tennis sneakers for that. So that's an example. Obviously, ultimately, Google's search technology determines all of that, but it's just an example of how it's supposed to work. And we have phrase match. So using phrase match can help you reach more customers and give you more precise targeting. So in other words, your keywords are less likely to show to as customers searching for terms that aren't related to your product or service. So when you use phrase match, you pretty much put like a parentheses in front of the keyword. And with phrase match, your ads can show when somebody searches for your exact word, okay, or your exact keyword with additional words before or after it. It'll also show your ad when somebody searches for close variations of that exact keyword, or with additional words before or after it. So if you're searching for woman's hats, as you see it right here in this example, you're telling Google that anytime somebody puts in this specific phrase, it pulls up your ad. Okay, this specific keyword. So if it's misspelled, it won't pull it out. You want it to be this phrase match. If the apostrophe was gone and maybe it was there was an apostrophe here, it would still pull up the ad. So it's a phrase match. But if it was like a misspelling or like something that was out of order, like hats woman's or something like that, it wouldn't pull up the ad. Okay. With exact match, when you put a this is supposed to be exact match, but with exact match, so just ignore that. Just a typo there. With exact match, your ads can appear only when somebody searches for your exact keyword. So if you put like a parentheses here, sorry, if you put like a bracket here in front of that, Google is only going to pull up your ad the exact way it's matched up. And we'll go over this when we take a look at the keyword planner and we go into AdWords. So that's it, simply. So if you sell printers and you want to sell a specific printer type, and you don't want uh, there to be any variations of the spelling, stuff like that, and you don't want it to be a raw match, you want the exact match of the specific keyword and the term, you would use the brackets. And we'll show you how to do that later. Negative keywords. Ultimately, there's a whole nother seminar on this, because negative keywords are really important to learn. So we'll definitely do an entire slide on that. But basically, a negative keyword is a negative match to prevent your ads from showing to people searching for certain terms. So if you sell coffee, let's say mugs, and you don't want something like teacups or tea mugs to show up, you will put like a negative sign in front of that to stop your ad from showing anytime somebody puts in a search query for tea mugs, because if you use like broad match, for instance, Google might pull up for coffee mugs, tea mugs, because it has mugs in it. Same thing with a modified broad search, a modified broad match, sorry. So negative keywords can improve quality click-through rate, and that's why we'll go over it in a separate session apart from this. So conclusion, which keyword configuration should I use? That's what you might be asking yourself. If you're starting with a large budget and you're willing to throw everything at the wall to see what converts, you want to start with mostly modified or broad match types. Okay? If you want lots of data to work with and are willing to pay for some clicks that will be relevant, then use broad match. As you find keywords that convert, add those words as exact and phrase match words over time. So, big budget, and you want to just see what's working, you should use modified or broad match types. If you want lots of data to work with and you're willing to pay for some of those clicks that will be relevant, you can also use the broad match. We'll go over that. And then exact phrase match once you once you find out what's working.